I've been playing around with in the morning. This one's quite fun. So we're going to be starting off on 8th fret on the A string using your middle finger. And I want to play this note and another note at the same time, so I'm going to be doing this with fingers, no plectrum. So the next note is not on the D string, which is right next to it, and it's not there, it's here, so it's on the G string. So 8 and 7, the A and the G string, right there. I want you to put both of them together. And I want you to do a hammer onto the 9th fret on that G string. So right there. You can do it with third finger if you want, but I like doing it with pinky. And then I just want you to go back to the original chord. So there we go. And then I want you to play the 7 on the D right after that. So it's 8 and 7, hammer to 9, back off, and then play this note again. This note here. So that's 7th fret on the D. So it's that's nice and simple so far, and that's our first chord. Now we're going to move down here, and this is middle finger on your bass note again. It's going to be 5th fret on the thickest string, 5, then skip a string and play 5 using your third finger, and then go to the next again string, which is the G string, and play 4th fret. So that's 5, skip, 5, 4. And I want you to play all 3 of those at the same time. And again, we're going to be hammering on using our pinky onto the 5th fret as well. So that's from 4 to 5 on the G string. And it's the same thing, you hammer on and then you come back off. So let's see if we can join those 2 phrases together. So that's and then we have another note that we have to play, which is an E. That's 7th fret on the A string. So it's see if we can join those 2 things together now. Now the next phrase I find quite hard, but I think it maybe just depends on your hands. So we're going to play 5 and 3. That's on the A and the D string. Now this is our third chord. So this is our first chord, F major 7, and this is A minor 7, and then we're going to a D minor. So this is 5 and 3 on the A and the D strings. Now, I'm going to explain what I'm doing here and why I think it's hard. You might agree with me that it is hard. So it's 5 and 3 initially on the A and the D. So it's just 2 notes right next door to each other, 2 strings, really close. Then we're going to skip to the middle 2 strings, and we're going to be jumping into 9 and 10, but I approach them from 7 and 9. So that's a 2 fret difference, and we're jumping up to a 1 fret difference. So this finger has to move up 1 fret, and this finger has to move up 2 frets. And that's quite a hard thing for your hands to do, to move, but not at the same rate. So this one moving only a small distance, and this one moving a big distance. But I think the more you practice it, the better you'll get, obviously. I also think perhaps if you've got slightly smaller fingers than me, it might actually be easier. It's going to be one of these very, very, very rare times where having smaller hands as a teenager is actually better for your guitar. So after we've done that, that's from 7 and 9. Make sure you're not doing this the wrong way around. So it's 9 on the D, 7 on the G, up to 9 and 10, or 10 and 9, then going backwards, and then moving down 2 frets. So that's 10 and 9, 9 and 7, 7 and 5. Now that whole chord would be D minor, which is 5 and 3, 9, 10 and 9, 9 and 7, 7 and 5. Now we have a walk up. 7, 9, 10, 12. But the really weird thing I want you to do is to do hammer-ons and then slides. So it's a hammer-on from 7 to 9 on the D string. That's 7 to 9 on the D. And then slide up to 10, and then slide up to 12. After that, it's kind of a repeat at this point. We've just done F major 7, A minor to D minor, and then we're going to be just repeating at this point, but in a different way. So it's still going to be F major, just like the first chord, but it's going to be in a different way. So this is F major up here. This is 10, 10, 10, 12. And it sounds amazing. I love that. So that's D, D string 10, G string 10, B string 10, and then technically E string 10. So it's the 4 thinnest strings using one finger. And you can either do this on your right hand, or you can just strum it down. That's totally fine. It sounds the exact same. Really, just do a nice slow strum rather than like this. Now we're going to be hammering on to 12 on our E string. And then that's our melody there. And it's the same melody notes actually, just an octave higher. So that's 10 to 12. And then take it off, go to 10. And then go to 10 on the B string. So that's 12, 10 on the E string, and then 10 on the B string. Now this is an A minor, but it's an A minor 9. So that is 12 on your middle finger on the A string. Now for this chord, we're only going to be playing in the middle 4 strings of the guitar. So that's 12, then 10, then 12, then 12. So that's 12, 10, 12, 12 in the middle 4 strings of the guitar. And I'm going to be sliding my pinky up 1 fret. And then coming back. So it's... And then we're nearly finished. At that point, we've got one more chord to do. We're going to slide from 11 to 10 very quickly on our thinnest string. Just like that. Sounds a little bit wrong, but it won't after this next chord. And this is a C sus chord in my opinion. You can play it a lot of different ways, but this is a nice voicing. It's 8 and 8 using your first finger on the 2 thinnest strings. And then I use my middle finger and my third finger to play 10 and 10 on the D and the G strings, which are the 2 middle strings of the guitar. So I'm going to play the last phrase, so it's like the walk up, and then hammer, 12, 10, 12, 12 with a pinky sliding up, back down, and then 11 to 10, and then C sus. I'm going to play the full thing now. And we can repeat. Now, you're probably not getting it as fast as me, and that is absolutely fine. This sort of lesson teaches you a lot of different things, and let's just go through what we're actually learning in this lesson so that you know why you would be why you'd be sitting through a lesson like this if you're not able to play it as fast as me. First of all, you will eventually, especially if you put in tons of practice. And it's lockdown, so you're going to have time. The chord shapes. You're learning a lot of different chord shapes. And moving chord shapes are really nice. The melodies are inside your chords, and you're able to do chords and melody at the same time. That's a really valuable skill as a guitarist. You find after playing guitar for so long, it's really nice to excuse me, I've got the hiccups, to be able to play along on your own and not have to rely on a band or backing track and things like that. If you've got a looper, you could loop that up, no problem. And also, these types of things are quite reminiscent of players like Jimi Hendrix, who used to do this type of thing a lot. He would play a chord and then a melody and then go back to another chord, play more melody and then go back into another chord. And that's what chord melody is a lot of the time. That's what we're doing. So you're learning a lot there. And also, just things like the technical aspects of what we've just learned. We've learned how to do slides of a chord, that like asymmetrical slides. So some fingers doing a big slide, some fingers doing a little slide. We're doing hammer-ons within chords. We're doing hammer-ons and slides. We're doing really high chords, and maybe even we're doing harp things here. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 fast. And what I'm doing there, guys, is just putting all my fingers on the strings and ripping them off. That's all it feels like, but I'm just ripping them off one by one. But they're resting on the strings they've got to go to. They're not like above it and then approaching and coming down. A lot more chance of that going wrong. They're already there. Sorry for the auto-tuneness there. Okay, guys, I hope that was helpful. That's like Neo Soul line 10 or something like that. I can't even keep up at this point. Hope you enjoyed though. Yeah, bye.